The Galactic Combat Academy was known across the stars as a place where the fiercest warriors of the universe trained, but this year something unusual happened for the first time in history of the Academy. Accepted a human student, her name was Kara Vance, born on Earth, a death world where survival was not a luxury. But requirement Kara was 17 years old, lean, and deceptively calm. Her eyes carried that strange human glint, the one the alien instructors never liked but never understood either. The instructors thought this was going to be an interesting experiment because humans were known for resilience, aggression, and unpredictability, but they believed they could control her, teach her, discipline, mold her into a proper galactic soldier. At least that was what Instructor Vectar believed. Vectar was a Harkanian, a species with, for arms, reinforced bone structure, and natural combat instinct in his mind. He had nothing to fear from a soft-skinned human girl, despite the Deathworld rumors. After all, no human had ever trained under the Harkanian combat program. Until now, the first week passed quietly. Kara followed orders, learned alien combat forms, adapted faster than the instructors expected. But she remained distant, silent. She did not socialize with the other cadets. She did not laugh or joke. She only watched, memorized patterns, calculated weaknesses, like a predator waiting for something the instructors mistook her silence for submission. But they were wrong. On the 8th day of training, Instructor Vectar decided it was time to push Kara beyond her limits. He believed she needed to understand her place among the superior species of the galaxy. He called for a live demonstration in front of the entire academy. He ordered Kara to step forward. She obeyed with the same calm stare. She always wore her expression unreadable. Vectar announced that he would show the class how a human could be dismantled efficiently and without permanent harm. He explained this was only a teaching moment. Kara remained silent. She knew better than to argue. He came at her fast as 4 arms, moving like serpents, targeting pressure points, joints, and balance centers. But Kara moved 2, spinning out. First attack, her eyes narrowed, calculating, measuring his reach. Then he changed tactics. He caught her off guard with a Harkanian elbow, strike his upper right arm, connected with Kara's nose. A sharp, wet crunch echoed across the combat hall. Blood spattered onto the polished floor. Her head snapped back, but she did not fall. Her knees did not buckle. The crowd gasped. Because humans were fragile, weren't that they should have cried out, folded in pain. But Kara stood perfectly still, her eyes locked onto Vectar like laser sights, her face emotionless, except for the blood running down her lips. The next 30 seconds changed everything. Kara shifted her weight to her back foot. Her right hand shot up, grabbing Vectar's lower left arm in a human grip. No alien recognized the subtle danger. In the move, they thought she was retaliating with basic leverage until she twisted her torso in a way that no galactic combatant would expect. The motion was brutal, precise. She used her entire body as a force multiplier. And with a sound like cracking stone, Vectar's arm snapped at the joint. A clean break, alien bone gave way to Deathworld force. Vectar screamed, but the scream was cut short because Kara let go, instantly stepped back, eyes still, locked onto his other 3 arms. She was ready for another strike, but none came. The hall went silent. Instructors, cadets, even the recording drones hovered without sound. Vectar staggered back, clutching his useless limb, his face pale, his breathing shallow. The pain was nothing compared to humiliation. The instructors rushed forward, but Kara stood still, her nose still bleeding. She made no move to wipe at the lead medical officer reach for her, but she pulled back just an inch, enough to make him hesitate, because in that moment they all realized something important. Kara was not just a human student. She was a Deathworld predator. She did not panic. When her nose broke, she calculated, she reacted, and she punished. In the Harkanian culture, breaking an instructor's limb was a crime punishable by expulsion or even death. But this was not Harkanian law. This was a galactic combat academy. And Earth had diplomatic protection. They had signed a human participation agreement. The humans insisted on no special treatment, but they also insisted on fair consequences. The administrators reviewed the footage. They saw every frame. Kara had not attacked first. She had defended and then retaliated according to rules of her own biology. The instructors debated for hours, but no argument could change the fact that Instructor Vectar had initiated the violent demonstration, and Kara had responded with exactly the amount of force her instincts dictated. When the decision came down, Kara was not punished. Instead, the academy modified its training protocols. The human cadet was given her own space for training. The instructors were told to study human combat psychology before attempting any further interactions. Meanwhile, Earth received the report and laughed. In private communications, the human diplomats told the academy this was normal for them on Earth, breaking noses and arms was part of adolescent sports injury street fights and military training programs. This was the cost of dealing with Deathworlders. Weeks passed, and Kara healed quickly. Her nose reset by human medical nanite. She refused alien regeneration tech, preferring her own people's methods. She continued her training, now given a wide berth by most of the instructors, but not all. When the combat analyst named Sarek approached her one evening, Sarek was not a fighter, but a strategist. He asked Kara why she responded the way she did, why not to escalate. Kara looked at him with that same steady stare and said, "Because where I come from, the escalation is a myth predators do not negotiate." Sarek recorded the statement and sent it to his superiors. The Galactic Council reviewed it and quietly updated their files on humanity. New notes were added. Deathworlders are not merely resilient, they are reactive. They do not respect hierarchy by tradition, but by consequence. When harmed, they retaliate with overwhelming force, and they do it with cold calculation. Kara's reputation spread across the galaxy. Cadets from other systems whispered her name, the human girl who snapped a four. Armed instructors limb in under 30 seconds. The incident became a case study in Galactic Academy for years. To come, some feared it, others admired it. But no one forgot it back on Earth. Kara's father read the report and smiled, because he knew his daughter was simply being human in the way that mattered most in a universe of polite threats and ceremonial combat. Humans remained the outliers, the unpredictable ones, the ones who did not play by alien rules, and that was exactly how they intended to survive.